Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermorians. I'm your host with most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, and musicians. If you are looking for a place to shop small and support the local or digitally local creators, this is where to go. Now, not giving spoilers for today's topic and discussion ahead, but we are coming in a time where when we shop, shopping small will be very, very important. And finding the right people to help you make your projects go will be even more so. So if you are looking to join up, there are still a few slots who can use the secret code podcast1 to get half off. At the end of my monologue, you'll get the commercial. It will explain everything better than I can for now. We are also made possible by sales of, where'd my copies go? Ha! The Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, all part of my ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled the sword to teaching the art to others. We'll be getting a little bit into that too as the day goes on. But I have to remind you that not only the Big Stompy Robots line of books and games is something that you can buy to help us. Not only are all these wonderful things going on, but a dark secret has claimed 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. All right. We're going to get right into my monologue. I've got some things coming up, had some interesting conversations that apply, and some accountability that you'll hear more about Wednesday if you haven't heard already. And it all feeds in on itself. Now, as a bit of a disclaimer, I will be discussing very likely current events a little bit because it is pressing for all of us to understand. I will not be getting into the causes, the politics behind this. I will be discussing some slight economics. Okay? Be civil with each other. This is not a us versus us kind of situation. This is a things may get spicy. Let's work on moving forward and what we can do about it. What do I mean? We're going to rewind. My love, Amanda Tockert, my wife, whom I hold dear, has gotten back into one of her many rotating hobbies, being spinning. She takes floof and makes string out of it, and then she takes string and makes yarn out of it, and then she takes yarn and makes stuff out of it, any and all of which may indeed be sorcery. But she wanted something called a spinning wheel. Now, spinning wheels are mechanical devices, relatively simple mechanical devices, literally, in some cases, thousands of years old, that if one attempts to buy online, are ludicrously overpriced. In some cases, fantastically ludicrously overpriced. Okie dokie. So for the last few weeks, we've been off and on, and I came up with a simple design for a very simple version, actually based on one of the earliest designs we can historically find. Very, very simple device. Took us a while. Mandy kind of was thinking that she needed a more elaborate machine because there are, like all things, when you get into a hobby, there are bougie, gatekeeping elitists who will say, no, you're not really doing it if you're not using an X or a Y or a no, that's insufficient. And that leads us right up to what is basically my branch of the Tockert family's family motto. Something that hung on the wall of my wife's bedroom for many, many years that may or may not be a misquote, and I may or may not misquote from the sign. But it goes like this. We, the unknown, led by the unknowing, have been doing the impossible for the ungrateful. For so long, we are now qualified to do anything with nothing. This is also kind of the unofficial motto of the Historical Fencing Guild. And I know I'm crossing the streams a bit here with this, but there are reasons for it. And part of it was, this all ties back to when we were in the Society for Creative Anachronism. And we were ludicrously poor college students. Our first tax check, I think, had $3,000 in the course of a year. Our second complete year tax check, I want to say we cleared nearly 12 in a year, with both of us working full time or nearly full time. How does that work out? Well, you see, my duckies, low minimum wages suck. Okay. But we would go to SCA events and have better gear and much better setups for our day camp than people who were making 10 or 20 times how much we made. And we would actually get in trouble with it. They would get very angry with us because we have upstaged people. Now, this may sound odd. Nick, you're bragging. I'm not bragging. I am establishing my credentials for what I'm going to talk about. Part of what we do, everybody in the chat, basically, most of the people who watch these programs are creators. And as creators, we make things, and egads, crime against crime, we have the audacity to sell them. and perhaps even make a small, reasonable profit. Perhaps, as anybody in this field knows. But this is the part where it weaves in. Mandy wanted a sewing machine, the absolute cheapest we could find. That was I'm not sewing machine. Not sewing machine. A spinning wheel was somewhere around $300. There were ones, maybe 200. Shop gas poor. We do not have $200 to throw at a sewing machine. Again, a spinning wheel. I keep saying sewing machine. And the reason I keep saying sewing machine is we have the remains of / technically actually just needs work, a treadle sewing machine, which is a belt-driven sewing machine that runs by you basically tapping your foot, and it flips the thing, and it spins a wheel, and that spins the part that actuates the sewing machine. These two objects are forever linked in my mind because the master plan is to make it where we can swap the sewing machine off the treadle rig over there, put in a spinning wheel, swap that out, put in a small lathe, swap that out, etc. Now, bear with me. I know I'm going really far afield on this one, but bear with me. I built her a simple device once I heard and looked at it, and there was scoffing and interruptions, but she's quite pleased because she now has a functioning spinning wheel. Now, why does that matter? Is it a hobby? Yes. Is it a hobby she could possibly market? Perhaps. Is it a funny form of poop hits the fan? At least I can make string. With string, you can make fabric, etc. Yeah, that's how our hobbies usually run. We like to be demi-practical. That's like our economic orientation. We're demi-practicalists. But I made this thing out of some stuff I got at Goodwill. A dowel rod, a T-hook, or I'm sorry, not a T-hook. Well, it looks like a T-hook. It's a little tiny hook with a little brass bead, a little brass thing that screws on. Some, at this point, because I have to switch it out, because it's still at the prototyping phase, some athletic tape, and cardboard from a ramen box. When you buy the 12 pieces of ramen. So the pieces I got from Goodwill that apply here are a small wooden cylinder that was a children's toy, and a mostly homemade paper towel holder. The cost of said item, if we were to buy the parts, because I bought some of the parts prefab instead of, scrounging lumber from garbage cans, etc., as I normally would, it's about $10. Not counting gas, but I would have been at Goodwill anyway, because that's part of how you stay smart. Shop smart, shop as smart. No, made this thing. Oh yes, and Velcro, because I have attached it to an $11 table I acquired at Menards, because it was on clearance. A very wobbly $11 table that I acquired at Menards on clearance. But it happened to be just the right shape, and it saved me enough time. Again, 2 or 3 boards scavenged from somewhere could do the exact same thing, honestly, probably better. But there is an art form to being broke. There is an art form to making do. My original family, my home with my parents and such. The motto over there that applies here was use it up, wear it out, make do without. And my opinion has always been, no. if I have to make do, I should be improving, fixing, or making a replacement. Do without is the worst version of possible. But it does come down to some things, and there are some skills that can be acquired to help with that, with what we do here, and with most importantly, a mental perspective. Okay? Now, I realize they don't teach this anywhere. They do not teach people how to be broke. And when I say broke, I need to define broke. I am what's properly described as bill broke most of my life. We are, for now, doing better than we have. Knock on wood. 20 years into being married. But, 20 plus, I want to say 23 married. Anyway. Bill broke is I have paid for all my bills. I have covered my bills. I have covered a reasonable amount of food. Don't be stupid. Now, how don't be stupid may slide. But this is where it fades into all of us. Due to some really interesting economics going on, our country is applying tariffs, or basically, essentially taxes on stuff coming in, on imports, that are much higher than they used to be for several nations, and thus said nations are doing the same to us. This is the part where I said I am not talking about the politics behind it. So I know a lot of you are going to be spicy about it, and justifiably, one way or the other, whatever, however you feel, but we're going to put that aside. What it means is there's likely to be another price spike in a lot of things. We here, and Nevermind the Furthermore, cater to artists and authors and other creatives. I say artists because I think of artist first to myself. We are almost all in the luxury industry. I know we might not think about it, and a whole lot of my fellow bookworms and book dragons are going to go, no, this is life. And I'm right there with you. But it is reasonable for us as creatives to prepare for and anticipate a fall in some of our income and a rise in cost of living. Now, there are a couple things we can do about this. One, accept and plan for it. Two, and this is why you actually have to pay attention to the news so you can see these things coming. It's just like watching the weather. Yeah, it's going to be beautiful today, like monstrously beautiful. It is an opportunity. My butt will be out of here and doing things. Not sure what, but the number 60 degrees got thrown around, and it's positive. So I am going somewhere for the benefit of myself and my son. We may be going out in the yard and doing yard work, but we're doing something. Because by Wednesday and Thursday, there's a chance of snow and ice storms, especially for my more northern folks. We have to treat money the same way. So what this means is now is a great time to reevaluate what it takes to get in and what we prioritize. I have a friend. I don't get to talk to him as much as I used to. But I have a friend, and my friend was always strapped for cash. I knew him during my FCA time, so lost orders were involved. Bit of a spoil, but always, I don't know how we're going to have enough gas to get through. I don't know how we're going to do this. I don't know how we're going to do that. I'm too broke to do this. I'm too broke to do that. And I'm trying to help him because that's what I do. And then he looks at me, he goes, yeah, our tea order came in and it's really great. I said, you got tea? Tea is good. I like tea. Nick, you're a coffee drinker. I like anything with caffeine in it, first off. And anything that is a nice warm beverage. I'm rather fond of warm beverages. He goes, yeah. We spent, what was it? I want to say $200 or $300 on loose leaf tea. High grade, imported loose leaf tea. Now, I'm not one to judge people living their best lives. I'm really not. However, just like we don't, affectionately around here, we don't kink shame, but we do kink question. I do have to find myself saying, if you do not have the funds to acquire, basic things like gas and moderate food, perhaps you shouldn't be acquiring $300 worth of loose leaf tea. But being me, I went, okay, wait, how much loose leaf tea did you acquire? Because if they had acquired, a near store grade shipment of vacuum sealed loose leaf tea, and that's going to be their tea for the next X number of years, okay. No, a few kilos of it. Because he had to have it shipped over, I want to say directly from China. We all have our weaknesses. We all have our weaknesses. Anybody who knows me knows I am right now surrounded by Nerf blasters. Like on the floor, because I've been doing shows and popping things up, I'm surrounded by Nerf blasters. It is one of my weaknesses. This is one of my joys. It is also something I keep under tight control, and I watch. So we have to look at prioritizing some things here a bit. And if you know going in, you can stop and go, maybe I need to dial back. I love swords. Very few people understand how much I love swords. I love teaching swords. I love using swords. I love studying them. I'm going to be doing metallurgy again, if my hands will allow. I will, whether my hands will allow or not. I'm just going to find workarounds. The point of all that is, as you can see, instantly I'm going workaround. If we're going to make it, guys, we have to be much like we were in 2020. We have to be conscious, we have to be nimble, and we have to be educated. And when we buy things, we have to buy things that are, in many ways, investments. I would consider, for example, Joe's really nice wood burning kit. Joe, you guys have seen it. All the fancy bits, all the stuff. He's put out a bit of money toward that. He didn't just go down to Walmart or Menards and get a $14 wood burning little stick. And, run with it, kind of like I have. No. He got this full kit. Now, he got that full kit now because he started with one of the cheap kits. And he used the cheap kit to make money to get the better kit. We need to start pulling back. A dear friend of mine, who will remain nameless, wanted to be a writer. And I say wanted to be, much like many of us have heard. I want to be a writer. Well, what's stopping you? I can't write. Okay, can't is a 4-letter word. Why can't you write? I have nothing to write on. Now, I went, Haints and Hellfire was written literally entirely on this phone in Google Docs. I had this phone, it had the capacity to do it, and I thumb did it. Ticka, 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 ticka. At least the manuscript. Did I use a larger screen for formatting to make it easier on me? Sure. But the manuscript was done on that phone in Google Docs. Now, he explained he has trouble with some hand problems and other things. And I'm like, groovy. Okay. So I can't afford a laptop. And in his case, it really wasn't. I can't move money around. I can't afford a laptop. Okay. Now, much like some people have done wonders for me, this beautiful computer I would not be able to afford myself because of Joe. This is my box. You can see the bit of doesn't it look like a Decepticon from the side? Or like the evil Gundam that no longer needs a pilot and is going to punch everyone with a rocket fist? Anyway, I love that thing. I could not do what I do without it. Because Joe is awesome and had the means to. Well, someone else sent him, my buddy, anonymously, a reconditioned Chromebook from Amazon. Because it wasn't that he needed a laptop. It was that he needed a device with a keyboard and a screen big enough he could see what he was doing. I'm pretty sure that Chromebook cost whoever did it like the department of $20, which was $20 they had if they did it. Much like Carl and Donna have done awesome things like that for other people. Occasionally these things happen. But with everything that's coming, we need to adjust both our perception of what our barrier to entry really is to do something, our perception of what dictates it being real, and our perception of what we have to do to get that. The price for being lower income is eternal vigilance. It is a skill set, and in many ways, much like post-traumatic stress disorder, hence hypervigilance comes into play, it can be a sign of, we'll say, economic trauma. But if I'm going through the store with someone, I could spot peripheral at full stride a clearance icon, a clearance tag at literally 30 or 40 yards. I am the most nearsighted person in the planet some days, except for my lovely wife and my lovely mother. The only two people who have said I was an attractive man, so I am aware of my situation. But because I hardwired, I will be going down the road 60 miles an hour, mid-conversation. Talking, driving, talking, listening to music, talking, sorry. Oh, hold on, pull over. What? Somebody dropped some wood alongside the road. Somebody's throwing out wood. Acquired. Now it's like, well, you drive a truck now, and this is why I drive a truck. Have I driven little station wagons with a beat up folded tarp in the back that I could lay down for when I found things like this? Yes. Have I spent decades, whenever I'm going somewhere, it's always on? Yes. So if you need something and you don't have access to it, define the problem. Because ironically, niching down as a concept to what you actually need, the exact same mental process of how to get your book to sell a little bit. And once again, I'm not the guy to tell you how to make millions. I'm not the guy to tell you how to win Pulp Awards. Ask Brian for that. But if you want to know how to make a little bit of money reliably, that I can do. And as always, I am always gleefully happy to show my receipts, which makes me a bit of a difference from most people. Finding something you do that most people aren't doing, finding what you're passionate about, and then doing it to the best of your ability and using what resources you have to make it the best you can is the way. Now, I would help people best I can with what I have. I intend to continue to do so. I wouldn't be doing this goofy show and normally showing all the ads that I do. I also don't charge people for their ads. I'm just trying to help folks. I have a complex Joey's family, so he's helped me a whole lot with other stuff. I help him. It works. That's a whole different thing. Don't look at me that way. I know some of you are going to be looking at me that way. And I haven't even looked at the chat yet. And that's okay. Oh, that one I do have to check. That's the... To the individual who just sent me that PM, all the love in the world, my heart delights. But it's about the priorities. And you want to invest in things that will help you. That's why when I got a rig, I went looking for a truck. I got a deal from family. And that's a benefit I have, to have a truck. Truck lets me get free things alongside the road. Free things alongside the road means I don't have to buy them. I may have to fix them, but we are at the best point in history, possibly for an extended period, while we still have access to vast quantities of free information. You can hop on YouTube and you can learn how to do anything. If you asked me a couple months ago how to make a spinning wheel, I would have said something about, why? You trying to put Sleeping Beauty to sleep? You know? Has aura been a problem? Are you catering to some guy named Rumpelstiltskin who's trying to catfish you? You know? Do you now or and others have fairy tale related problems? Well, here at Dewey, Cheatham and Howe Lawyers, we will make sure that you can get your injury and damages from the big bad wolf that may have blown your house down. Get paid for the emotional damages of your two siblings being devoured. And possibly later acquire their property at a discount. Because who wants to buy the property that, had a straw hut that was then blown over by a big bad wolf? Big bad wolves are great for lowering property values. Anyway, the mentality of it. I'm going to be talking about this a lot. The shortcuts, the hacks, But one of the most important things to do is with what you have, invest in what you need to level up. If you were playing a video game for my younger folks, and you're at level 1, or you're playing in a D&D for some of my older folks, and you're at level 1, if you spend all your money on the best sword you can buy, don't think to buy some cheap old armor, you won't last long. You buy a short sword, you get decent to moderate armor, some rations, some gear that will help you later, that you invest in, so that you can do your jobs and then get what you get from it to move back up and then improve your gear. You do that a few times, and then you have options. You can sell your gear, your old gear that isn't as good. You can keep it as a fallback, or you can split it up and maybe do something charitable like, hey, I don't need this right now. Here you go. And using that, you level up and you level up others. Boy, that's starting to come full around, isn't it? Boy, that's sort of sounding like what we do here. It's sort of sounding like a phrase that doesn't get bandied about. A rising tide lifts all ships. Hi, Brian. If you're not in the chat, hi anyway. So keep that in mind. Now, I have one other thing before I run Joe's ad and I get to your comments. Expect me to speak of being broke and making it go anyway for extended periods in the upcoming future. This will be a theme. Now, great many people in the chat don't need to see it, but many of our eyeball people will. Our buddy BKM, whom I love, has been through a lot and asks nothing because he's covered and, he's very comfortable. He's an established elder statesman of what we do. The Grand High Poobah. And while he has been quiet, he's been working his arse off doing things that I either don't know about or I can't tell you about, possibly both. You know how things go around here. But he has a problem. Now, I've reached out to him a little bit, and I'm going to reach out to some other people right now. When I go to my media assets, I'm going to scroll around, and I'm going to, in just a moment, click the button that says Indie CD ad. A little later, I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to hit Santa Stein promo. And it's a very nice, high-end, polished promo. It's beautiful. I am envious of its production value. I admit that freely. But that is the only promo I have for anything that BKM has done. So I am going to float into the ether, knowing that no one listening will have any ways of meddling about it, because you never would, to say that needs to be corrected. Award-winning author Brian K. Morris, who has The Terrors, who has Skyman and the Masters of Steam, who has all these other wonderful books, many of which are stacked on my bookshelf. Only has one ad for one thing he does. If you have multiple things you're doing, I want multiple ads from you. And if you guys are going to hound on me so bad that you guys make an amazing ad that I now use as my outro, so it runs every day, you are welcome. I am appreciative. I have to gracefully submit that people have done nice things for me, because I have to admit that I can't do every single thing in the world all at once. That didn't taste at all like ash coming out of my mouth. These human limitations, whilst everyone rallies my alleged cryptid status, done a lot of good for the community. BKM's done a lot of good for the community. So I'm going to bug somebody who can do it better, and that's the only reason I'm not doing it. BKM really doesn't want my version. The best I can do is add for his books right now. He deserves better than what I can do. And if that sounds like I am slamming right into one of my natural fallacies, I am. I'm aware of this. But I'm also right in this case. So, wonderful people out in the ether who totally don't meet in secret Discord rooms. BKM didn't ask for this. Probably doesn't even want assistance. But he's going to get it anyway. Because God help you, if you don't do it, I might, and it could involve stick figures. All right? Because that is the other great secret for being tight. One of the greatest secrets you can develop when times are hard and finances are tight is a good community of amazing people. A place, finding and seeking out the kind of sense of having a tribe of people who can help you when you can't help on certain things and appreciate you and you appreciate them. There's nothing like it when the poop hits the fan, because the mythos of the lone hero is just that. It's a mythos. No one can do it alone for long. So, one asks the question, where could you find people like that? People who would rather give you a hand up than a hand out, and far would rather give you either than pick your pocket. Where could you find a community of great people who not only could provide you with entertainment that isn't going to some multi-billionaire's pocket all that much? Sorry, I publish through Amazon. Bezos is my high financial partner overlord thing, but it's the only way I can do it right now. Where do you find these people? If only there was some kind of, I don't know, directory of creators who are independent. All right. I'm totally not working on other projects during commercials. That's ridiculous. That would imply that instead of taking a break, I'm crunching topics. Let's go. Okay. Let's see. There are moments where my dyslexia gets me, and it gets me to ways that amuse me. When I say people don't see the world the way I do, they literally don't. And why do I mean by that? First through the door is Dan Hollifield, who probably isn't here. He says, good morning, off to take Lindsay to the chiropractor. My problem is, when I saw that, the letters in the middle decided to sort of wobble a wee bit. So the first reading through at a glance said, "Good morning. Off to take Lindsay to the Cricoraptor." Now, I don't know what a Cricoraptor is, but now that I understand it's a chiropractor, I'm not seeing a Jurassic Park / World Velociraptor in a doctor's coat coming to pop your back for you. It's got like little rubber balls over all of the sharper talons, so he can just be like, reach up and just push the ball in the middle of your back and crack. No. So now do I have a whole story floating in the back of my mind about dinosaur doctors and what they would do? This is why I have so many works in progress. And immediately following is the lovely Trelena. Good morning, Trey. I hope you're having a good one. And Foxy drops in first. Ah! Ha! Oh, be careful. I keep what I catch. I'm an old style fisherman. Waka waka. Wow, did I just drop a waka waka? Yes, I did. And then Indy CD says, you might want to head over to youtube.com for Nick's channel. I take it you were watching it on the Independent Creator channel. That's fine by me. Ah, she dropped it again. One more time and I'm not going to give you back. I know me. No. Joe continues, there most likely won't be a behind the code tonight. Going to head to the police commission meeting tonight. I like to try to get a few of those each year if I can. I greatly admire Joseph's dedication to civic duty, and I'm not even being facetious. And of course, he's not here to hear it because he's off farther away than his 3D printer, which I don't know why he would go anywhere if I have a visual on his wife. What's more important than this show? Maybe he's hanging out in the bathroom or making a sandwich. I mean, I can understand either of these as prerogatives. But no. A lot of times I will see something and I will call somebody on it. And I've had some interesting conversations with Joseph. And one of the most interesting conversations we've had is my problem with the independent politicians being, you only hear about independents right before a presidential election. And it'd be kind of cool to see them maybe actually get some both representation at local and state and federal levels. Maybe have independents who, instead of, I've done business, but I don't like how the politicians are doing things, so I'm throwing my hat in the ring for the President of the United States. I think we can all agree we are done with incompetent leaders right now, and we're really not likely to take a chance. So I would really, and I said this, I was like, I'm really frustrated because I would like to see that. And this is coming from somebody who really wanted to vote for Ross Perot the first time. So yeah, that's going to mess with a lot of people, both in age and, there he is. Anyway, I told this to Joe and he looked down and he basically went, bet, and toddled off, as Joe sometimes does. And now he's involved with his local government, and I am very pleased. Now, people could ask, Nick, why aren't you involved with your local government? Well, part of it is I don't want to stand and sway idly in a black hooded cloak in the dog park, which is not a dog park because you can't have dogs in the dog park by the lake that isn't a lake but has a boat in it. And if you don't believe me, one could look up Earl Park on a Google Map scenario and look up, I believe it's called Rock Lake. That is our dog park. There are no facilities for dogs at the dog park. It may or may not be an actual park. There is just the great bonfire for ritually burning people who annoy the town and a boat. That being said, I love my town. I love the festival. I appreciate them, and thank you for not sacrificing me to the bees. Trey says, "Hey, Foxy." Haha, I'd said nice things about Joe, and he wasn't here to hear it. Bad part is they're always the first Monday of the month. I understand that. Hey, y'all. Lame. Joe. Donna. We hope Donna's doing well. And Fox says, Inigo got to play with the pups a little this morning's outing. Awesome. And here comes the Dawn. Dawn is the mastermind behind her fashionable felines, which are somewhere around here. Ah, there they are. Boing. Pausing for Squee because she loves her babies. You can read about their misadventures on Facebook. They don't always look like that, but that's my mind, and you can deal with it. Can't stay through it all, picking up my bestie at 10, taking her to a doctor's appointment over in Chimbana, and then time for free pie. I mean, lunch. Is it your birthday? Why, how are you getting free pie? And what kind of pie is it? I am a fat man who has been dieting and been reasonable. Let me live vicariously. Anyway, lucky pupper, says Trey. Hey, Don. Hey, Don. And I am monstrously behind, so I'm going to keep it. He is a lucky pup. He's made friends with nearly every pupper in the area. Excellent. Have fun. We are quiet today. Yes. Hello, everyone. Greetings, greetings. And hey, Carl, hope you're doing well. And don't forget to like and share. Didn't you get it all out of your system in stupid o'clock, Dawn? And I am sorry, I missed stupid o'clock. I was working on projects. Now it will rebuild until Friday night. Get what? I was being semi-mild. Semi-mild? I hope my dad isn't watching tonight. Oh my, I missed some spice. In case you missed it earlier in the chat, Don, most likely won't be a behind the code. I blame Joe Dog. I don't know how Joe Dog's sabotaging behind the code, but sure. I mean, if the wind shifts right from the south, then he eats the right quantity of corn dogs. Anyway, and Joe's going to head to the police commission meeting. We need to start working on Mad Gasser Bible for others to write in that universe. Yes, you do, Carl. Gotcha. Nora 411. If I didn't have a doc appointment, I probably would have done one. That's okay. I blame Joe Dog, too, for a lot of things. That's right. Forgot you had a doc appointment today, so we'll definitely take the night off tonight. Y'all have fun. You hear? Co-hosting on days with stuff going on is a lot less of an energy zapper. Believe it or not, there's a prep for 411, not to mention I am driving the bus. And around here, I'm sure it isn't a very long bus. Shop smart, shop as smart. Bruce Campbell and his mighty chin from Army of Darkness. Yes! Bruce Campbell is one of the paragons of virtue. I recently saw a great page taken out of a comic where Dr. Doom had Bruce Campbell up by his neck, informing him that if he refers to him as, hey, Tin Man, or I think Braceface was involved, or Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto, again, I will remove his head from his shoulders. The bus to heck? I'm on a highway to heck. Man, the kids' bops just slap. Anyway, the spinning she did. Okay. It's so cool. She just sat there and went, it's sorcery. It's sorcery. I had to sit. And watching spinning wheels broke me for a while because the way they're doing it, it looks like they're pulling out. You get what I'm saying? Because you draw and then you pull the spin back. So when I first saw these things going, there's a little hole called an orifice, much like the Stargate, and it goes to a flyer and a bobbin, spinny thing, which I found out is all totally unnecessary. Woo! But I look at this stuff, and I could not figure out how the spring was happening because there's a blur of mechanics, and it looks like she's pulling string out, but when she opens her hand, she has fluff, and the string is over there. To which I decided that the orifice tube, that's where the magic is. Either there's literally a portal to the dimension of string in there, Or that's where the literal magician's bait and switch is. Because I think of most mechanical devices as a magician's trick. How does it work? And I wasn't wrong. I also want to remind you that, well, let you know that her spinning wheel does have a hook at the end. So that means technically she is hooking to get something to hook. And that fits the theme. I'm going to run an ad. I just have to scroll down.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho. Santa-Stein, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Anyway, yeah, guys, as I said before, please hook Brian up. He has not asked for this. He doesn't know I am doing this. Hopefully, he is in bed resting and taking it easy so he won't know I am up to shady shenanigans as usual. Don't tell him if he did. Just make it happen. Okay, where are we? I lost my place, so I have to scroll. Oh, God. My comment dumps have comment dumps. Okay, Okay, I know no one's... Okay, Grant's here, so that explains my hair. Okay, here we are. I think, no. Almost. Wow, we have a lot of folks. There we are. Bust to heck. It's going to be a late one. But the temperature's still sub 50, and I don't really want to go out and do any work with sub 50, so I'll let it warm up. Yes, IndieCD.com is just over a month a member of IndieCD that can't be there. Reach out to Dawn. Yes. The IndieCD.com will be held at the Purdue County Extension / the Annex. It has about 4 different names. It's on a street called the Aidway in lovely Fowler, Indiana. It will be a one-day event for people coming through, free to attend. This week, I will be reaching out to the assorted radio stations after Mandy hands me the printed version of all the information. We're looking at roughly $40 table fees. I'm saying 40 per booth because I'm expecting about 9 other folks to possibly be able to do it. If I can get more people involved, I might be able to lower the individual table rate because my job is not to make money on the site. My job is not to make money on the vendors. My job is to make money selling stuff and providing to facilitate a place where you guys can make money. I don't know if that makes sense. I know somewhere some economist, I cannot say that word right. Economist, anyway, is twitching, going, but there's no greed. You're doing it without profit. Where is the profit? And apparently that's what turns them into Daleks. And I did not know that till this very moment. I think I might be the source of all the Daleks in the Star Wars universe. Yes, I am the source of all the Daleks in the Star Wars universe. But all the Daleks in the Doctor Who universe are just people who can't process me not like making, here, give me your monies. And they just sort of hemorrhage out their ears and turn into little shriveled things that live in salt and pepper shakers and weigh plungers dramatically, the greatest of the bug-eyed monsters. Now, the bus in general, we know there are already no rails. That spinning was freaking amazing. Oh, thank you. It looks so even. And she literally did it like do 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 do. To the best of my knowledge, part of the trick was she was doing it slow. And that was with acrylic yarn, because I'm not allergic to acrylic yarn. Gotta go. Laters. Bye, Donna. Bye, Donna. Have a nice day. Have fun, Donna. Catch you at the door for schmoochies. Smooches. Have fun. Scrounging for the win. Always. And this is dumb for me. It is dumb for me to tell people, please scrounge. Please check your thrift stores. Please check your sales. eBay can be your friend. Things like this. You just have to remember what will give you the best return. I don't invest in stocks. I invest in, hey, it's big item pickup day. They're throwing away a power drill. Yeet! It goes in the back of the truck, but it's old and ugly and beat up. So am I. Now, if I plug it in and it goes, I win. If it doesn't, I cut the cord off because the cord is probably still good. Chuck it in my I may need a cord pile and yeet it out to my garbage can because it'll work just as well. Does this drive my wife nuts sometimes? Yes. I do that a lot as well. Excellent. Garage, estate, moving sales are best places to get things cheap. They just want things gone. And yes, things like hand tools, low-level power tools, especially plug-in power tools. We live in a world where everybody wants the battery-powered systems, and they are great. I love them, but they are expensive and relatively short-lived. If you can find an old all-metal drill, now it might have a little internal spark or something, but that thing will run till you kill it as long as you aren't using a whole lot of fine plastic material. I have to buy cheap power drills because I do a lot of working with plastics, and the plastic powder and stuff that gets in the air, or why you should wear a dust mask, has this habit of getting inside power tools and then gumming up the motors. It's just a thing. And yes, Trey, I love garaging sailing. Yes, they see me garaging. I'm sailing. And indeed, though, a lot of folks around here charge way more than I want to pay. Other great secret. Go around the garage sales. Then, especially if there's too much that they don't want to pay, go around the garbage cans the next day. Do check with your local statutes, though. Sometimes that sort of thing is illegal. And when they do that, they are horrible human beings. And I kind of want to apply blunt force trauma. Dark Moon Miracle! Woo! I'm sorry, I saw day before Garbage Day is good too, especially for a specific day for large items. Oh wow, it's like Trey is running in the Nickiverse. But Dark Moon, it is great. It's never too late, my friend. Get your sword out. Get a good swipe on. Foxy waves. Hey, Miracle. Dark Moon waves excitedly and excessively. That's the right way. Hey, Miracle. LOL. You Kermited. Yes, I did. That's exactly what I imagined. Me too. And we like to help people who are really trying to do something with their lives. Exactly. And there's a lot of that going on. So I encourage you, if you have the means to do so, do so. For reasons of partially how I believe my philosophy works and how my faith works, I try not to talk about it if I do it, because that has ramifications. But we do try to help folks whenever we can, however we can. And if I don't have the financial means or physical means to help someone, I often have the connections where I can tap somebody on the shoulder and say, hey, that's going on over there. I can't do anything about it. I mean, I would never go. I am contractually unable to help that person with a problem because of my situation. So I can't help them. and point at the right person who gets the "you can't." Of course, I can't. When I was in super struggle mode, this group support was beyond what I could imagine. Beyond money, we always find a way to support. Exactly. And Dark Moon Miracle. Hey, Trey, Foxy, Dawn, and Carl, thank you for greeting me. We love greeting you. Foxy, did Thesis ever get his Ribaldo from L.K. Chen? Waste not, want not. I've been there too. People helped me at various times too. Excellent. I did actually, Dark Moon. Took me a long time to save up for it, but I have it. I understand that. And that's the priorities. You prioritize saving up for a very specific sword for a very long time, likely, because I know just how much that sword is. And you had to weigh that sword against having, any other luxuries around the house or toolkits or, fancy clothes or whatever. It all goes down to is the juice worth the squeeze? And yeah, that's just part of it. Waste not, want not. I've been there too. People help me at various times too. And that's how we do. We pass it on. Actually, did, says Thesis. I said, hi, Thesis. I don't know if I said hi to you this morning. Took me a long time to save up for it, but I have it. Yep. I've been there a lot. I have trouble now deciphering paying it forward versus paying it back, but I believe everyone knows that I try to be good to everyone. Yes, Dawn, and don't worry about it. If you are in a situation where you can't tell if you're paying it forward or paying it back, you're where you're supposed to be. That means so many people in your circle are being so supportive of each other. It just becomes part of the gestalt. It just winds in. Ooh, good, building good. Love people leveling up. It's wonderful. Thesis, congratulations, man. I remember having a short discussion about this on the Friday cast a long time ago with you. Great to see you guys again. It's great to see you and you. Thank you. It's a beautiful blade. How is the fit finish? Any hot spots around the hilt? Does it move well? I'm still considering ordering one. So I'm taking away about the creativity, talk about swords. I could say this for Friday. 1, repeat it Friday. That's fine. We will be more than happy to have you then. You're fine. We always expect the random around here. And hi, Nick. Hi, Brian. This is not my busted face. Nope, this is not my busted face at all. We are so happy you are doing so well. We are so glad you pulled through. And it's wonderful to have you in the chat. Hello, everyone. Brian, BKM. Hello there. How are you feeling, says Foxy. Are you going to have a permanent scar from that Yeti attack? Super hugs, albeit gentle. The man, the myth, the legend, Brian. And I really wish I hadn't run this commercial so early because this would be great setup. If only I had another commercial. Darn. But it is commercial time, and I am behind. So here we go.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at indcd.org/about-auntie-foxy. I hope to see you there.
Alrighty. Sorry, I'm getting some comments from the other lines because some people will not comment into Facebook. So I will deal with that. Hi, Foxy. I feel like someone opened up my chest, planted a new valve in there, and then sewed me up again. Hope you're well. Carl, I sure hope so. I imagine that's how you'd feel. Glad you're improving. Chicks love scars. True fact. I did that Sanestein promo on a program that YouTube doesn't use anymore. I think I know the one you're talking about. There used to be a really great editor. Oh, okay. I may have a super squee and a happy wiggle. Yay! Foxy, I get better even a week out. Hope all's well, my friends. We're doing what? Alleged. Alleged what? I don't know what's being alleged. I don't know. Wow, he's going to be way behind in the chat. Nick's going to help my trailer. Uh-oh. Yeah. I am trying to get people who are more good at that because all the programs I used to use are no longer valid. I don't know what that fish hand was. It just sort of sailed off that way. But we need to get you more trailers. Yeah, keep up the good work, Carl. We try, Brian. Gee, causing problems on other people's forums? Now I know why people like to do that on mine. Fun, isn't it? Fun, right? Y'all don't know, but I have at least 3 channels of I'm sorry, I'm trying to look up the cost of that for you. I will get that to you. One moment. Oh, okay. For the person who was asking me the cost of an LK Chen Ribaldo, because I got messaged like, you're doing source stuff and it's not even Friday. Breathe, good air in, bad air out. You'll hyperventilate. From Cult of Athena, it is between $404 and $448 before shipping. So that is the cost of that particular weapon. I hope that answers your question. If not, feel free to continue. This could be a habit, Foxy. Yes! You've earned it after all the goofiness I put you through. You'd be welcome. Yeah, Trey, we're on to something here. Please make it a habit. Trolling for fun and profit, copyright pre-claimed. Promise, Dawn. Palpatine voice, do it. Oh, I do love when Trey walks on the dark side. I tend to sip my drink and watch her walk by. Oh no, Cybocan. Anyway. Still there, the Wabachman. Anyway, vengeance is mine, so saith the Nick. Anyway, Trey, I'm happy to be sitting up right now. This will wait till the afternoon. Excellent. Fit and finish is beautiful. Haven't noticed any hot spots in my handling. Haven't gotten much of a chance to actually cut with it, but I've swung it around my apartment a few times. Well, that's wonderful. I hope it's bringing you great amounts of joy. Hey, all. Hey, Grant. Hey, Grant. Sorry I'm late. I'm very sick. Grant, rest. Feel better, my good man. You work too hard, too many jobs. Dude, you can't let yourself go down too hard. And hey, Grant, and the best thing will be a list of all of you as co-authors on the trolling book so others will gripe with you about it. Meta trolling. Oh. Suddenly 5-cent checks randomly appear in the mail. No, Nick's hair is good today. Thank you. I did absolutely nothing with it. LOL, Carl. No, I hope you get well soon. That'd be epic. Oh no, Grant, get better. Grant, hope you're feeling better soon. Yes, and hope you feel... See, everybody wants Grant to feel better. Everyone in the house is sick except Angie's son because he rarely leaves the basement. And now he shouldn't. Grant, this is why I avoid social interaction. Almost all interaction in general. Go. Jurassic Hospital soap opera for the past. Jurassic Hospital, 65 million years in the taking and saving lives. So what happens? What happens when somebody dies? Oh, don't worry, we cover all the funeral expenses. Really? You have an on-site crematorium or something? No, we have Al. And an Allosaurus just lumbers by. Hi. He handles any of the bodies of the folks that don't make it. I'm eating some oatmeal with blueberries. Vitamin C will help. LOL, Carl. And Glenn! Nick, I'm Leighton. House Cam. Right, commenting right after you. Glenn! Tired as heck. Good to see you. How the heck are you? Hey, Glenn, my babies. Wow, I'm still quite a bit behind. My babies. Yeah, they're around here somewhere too. Big grins. Perkins gives you a free slice of pie with the purchase of a meal only on Mondays. Wait, you guys have a Perkins? I can't know that. I've had Perkins in a decade. I wonder if your scar is similar to Viv's, BKM. Let's not have a geriatric wet t-shirt contest to find out. Okay, folks? Okay, Brian K. Morris, Rising Tide. Good to see you too. Brian, get well. To help, Champagne Urbana, thank you. Shambana or Shampoo Banana. That sounds like that's going to be the next, viral internet video. Shampoo banana, shampoo banana, shampoo banana. It has that sound. I'm working on it, Glenn. Got to get back on Sunday Funnies. Yes. Hello to all that came in while I was busy doing other things. Sorry to hear you aren't feeling well, Grant. Great to see you here, BKM. Hopefully recovery is going well. And good morning, everyone. Hi, Chris Walker. Pausing for the squee that will happen later. Okay. Hope everyone had a really good weekend, and your Bill Murray day was invigorating. Yeah. I actually had a really good weekend. It didn't quite work how I expected, but we got a lot done. Hey, Joe, just none of the things I planned to get done, as is traditional. All things together, I'm doing great. And hey, Chris, and my case is being used as a teaching lesson for valve replacement. It's funny, that happens to me too. We're going to be opening you up and working on this, but we've never seen this in anybody else. So can we bring in some little students and have them watch? I'm in the dentist chair. All right. So now I have like 5 people leaning in. Like, how? But where's the nerve? He doesn't have one. What? Look at these x-rays. The heck is going on there? It's like one of his legs tried to go all digigrade on its own. And let's see. Brian K. Morris, still struggling to get my creator head in gear. Not the green one. Not done much of anything for a while. Very frustrating. You got to get the momentum back, but I believe in you. Well, if they're using it as a teaching lesson, hopefully it means there's a discount. Yeah, you know what? You should write, I want my royalties. Get you that 25 cents every time they use salads. What did they replace it with? Mom got a cow or pig valve. I'm not saying anything. I'm not. You set that joke up. I'm not saying anything. Glenn, I hear you. I've got too much mojo to stop. Maybe you need a good editor. Yes, folks, if you're going to write your books and you have the funds or availability, wow, I can speak today. Reach out and use an editor, not just for your books. Remember, if you're putting out copy for your upcoming books or events, you really want to make sure that is properly edited or at least proofread, because that may be your first interaction with a potential customer. And I know if I look at something where I see the kerning is all over the place, the font is illegible, there are massive typos, and the color is not differentiating it from the background, well, that tells me that either the creator is really, really rushed, because that can happen, They're definitely not using an editor, so their book probably is of it, or they're woefully incompetent for doing what they're claiming to do. And that really reflects poorly on you. And you don't want things like that to reflect poorly on you. So check your copy whenever possible. When you screw up, which you will, apologize and fix it. It's not that hard. Anyway, as I said, if I don't do anything, you are out of a job. Indeed. LL, then my fate is sealed. Manda pre-hooks. You bet she does. I've been working on my hand lettering, though. Excellent. And, well, I've got to feed some felines back in a bit. Everyone buy this book. He's talking about Santistine, or the post-holiday Prometheus. All the lines I stutter, and I get that one out clean. Of course. Buy his books. Just Brian K. Morris, about Brian K. Morris on Indie CD. You can get his books on Lazon. You can get them on Lulu. You can get them from him. And I'm pretty sure I had that site right. If not, my producer will glare at me and type furiously. Glenn, you're doing my heart good. Still have my Ames lettering guide. Gotta love an Ames lettering guide. I actually got a new math set when I was out because I was in need. The little triangles, they get busted. And every once in a while when I'm working on figuring things out, I like to draft them out if I'm going to do more complex things. It's like, Nick, you have computer-aided drafting. I do. But I also have a really neat sliding clipboardy thingy that I can put my triangles on and do it old school. Buy all of BKM stuff. Oh, God. Brian K. Morrison. I'm in a recliner and I'm watching. And all I could see was like the opening to the old school X-Men where Professor X is doing there and there's the circles, but it's BKM, you know? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Recliners are awesome like that. The clue is in guide. I don't really need one. It's a guide. Well, they're not really rules as much as guidelines. LL, I'm here. And of course, that's what's getting the comment dumps. Get busy, Nick. Talk faster. So it looks like magic number is 4 when it comes to printing standard BSR tanks. It's only going to take a couple days longer to finish. It's coming, Joe. Mandy plans. It is coming. We are appreciative. Fowler, Indiana, the gateway to Earl Park. Need me to speed read? I can put on my micro machine voice on? No. You can count to 4. Joey can count to 4. He can only count to 4. He can only count to 4. And be sure to like, share, and if you haven't subscribed, someone's got to be Cindy Koepp around here. Let it be me. Oh, I can sometimes count to 4. This is why I do not do crochet. Amongst other things, getting my hands to do what I tell them to do consistently like this does not work. And like, if you ever wanted to see what it looks like if somebody couldn't keep a granny square and it just looks like it's been Bethesda'd, I'm pretty sure that's what would come out of me trying to crochet. So I leave that to Mandy and Trey and other people more talented than I. I can count to 10 in multiple languages. Sometimes I struggle to remember words in English. It's a trade-off. I can count to squirrel. ADOS, attention deficit, ooh, shiny. Also, ooh, squirrel. Lamau, I count in English, French, German, ASL, but when I'm hooking, I derp. Once again, the Cybercan. Oh, the chat is more hyper than Nick, extremely caffeinated. I could go fix that. My German is a bit rusty, but I think I can remember to count to 11. Chris, blame me. It's a Monday. We are all on one. We had all weekend to save up our chatter. We had all weekend to save up our chatter. We had all weekend to save up our chatter. I can cuss in 10 languages. The same 2 words are universal. Said it to a guy while still getting on a train in India. He knew what I meant. It was uncanny. You know, at one point, the sun never set on the Great British Kingdom, and our man Glenn keeps it that way. He is a walking embassy of Great Britain. I like to think he walks around with a Union Jack and then smites colonials who have gotten out of the way. You know, they've gotten a little upstarty. So now I just see Glenn in a pith helmet with a big stick with a Union Jack going, BAM! Traitors! And just one man rebuilding the British Empire. It may not be true, but makes my world a little more amusing. Oops, that was the wrong window. Hello, Glenn. It's nice to know I'm multilingual. You're multi-something, but Ryan. Try. And I can count to 100 in Spanish. Might have to think for an extra moment, but I can do it. I even have them on different monitors. Trey, we all make mistakes. Besides, it will be amusing when he gets to it and be like, wait, I didn't do that. I know that's one of my great fears is some of y'all say something, it'll come out as me, and I'll be like, I'm going to be dealing with the ramifications for weeks. But I do trust Trey and Joe. And a few of you other scoundrels running about. LOL. Chris Walker. I am not reading how to count. You know, something about counting into Spanish. No. No. I don't read foreign languages. I don't know. So y'all stop. Read this. Type it out. Screenshot it. Put it through Google Translate. I'm going to keep on going. BKM, you don't know how you popping in today has done my heart well. I'm all about the hearts these days, Dawn. Pinky hearts. I ought to do more voiceover things, I guess, sometime. Yes, you should. Oh, yes. I have no idea what. It's real easy. What you record, Foxy, is another commercial of you pulling your best tawny plants. And I am doing voiceovers for your ads. Would you like a smooth and lovely voice to help you sell your product? Reach out to me at foxycreations.whatever. I'm sorry, I have Fox Creek Creations, which is my friend Sarah Pagan, who just had her birthday. Photography business. And let's see. Yes, you should. Oh, yes, I have no idea. See, Senor Glenn. The total cost of my Ribaldo was $505 with shipping, but that was almost 2 years ago. I will tell you, because people ask me, Nick, why don't you have fancy swords? Because anytime I see a price, my brain goes, I have to distribute that to about 10 people. Because I'm always thinking in trainers first. So when I see $505 for a sword, I see that as 10 $50 trainers. I could go on PHA for what I do and buy trainers for everyone. Or with $550, I could get some very nice equipment secondhand and make and the materials to make a vast number of trainers for a vast number of people, because my mind is broken and I don't allow myself to have nice things unless people like say it's RAM and I open it up and Nick, you have to sign for the RAM. Okay. Get a knock on the door. Joe's like, you should be getting a knock on the door. You know, Joe, that's kind of creepy. Knock, knock, knock. Joe? That is not RAM. I can't pay you back for this. I know. Tim Curry laugh. Like, you Tim Curry face through the phone. Grin out to hear. Because someone has to give the violator nightmares? Still, someday, some Halloween, before we all die, I'm going to see Trey and Joey as Harlequin and Clown from Spawn with a little scepter with the, the little clown-headed scepter, except it's Joker's head on the scepter. I traded up. I want to see it. LOL, Trey. I'm starting to make my shopping list for IndieCD.com. Rock on. We have a Perkins here, Nick. And Cabbages and Kings and Overstock. I know! It's 2 hours away. Hal 9000 was born in Urbana, Illinois. Be careful when you go there. Oh, I feel that, Nick. My doctor loves sicking students on me. Hey, check this out. This is what untreated twist fractures look like. Want to see fun? Here's his rib cage. Now, if you look at all this, you could go, hey, this patient should be in a fairly high amounts of pain. And you look at him, and he's like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm just a little tired. You go, oh, shoot. This is someone who is lying, but not the way you think. Still, remember that one student doc who came in, heard all your symptoms, and just put his face in his hands and walked out of the room? That was great. And Glenn, I used to live in Urbana. The U of I computer lab is where I want to be buried. Fun. Oh, God. That's just devastating. Glenn, I went to a computer webinar in the early 70s. Peeved the programmers off when I kept beating their test emulator. Oh. Humans don't always have to make the logical move. No, of course not. If anyone likes songs about counting down, look for Tom Lear's Werner von Braun. You shall cackle, you shall have no choice. He's almost caught up. Ad time and wind down because I'm a half hour late. So let's see who needs an ad. I know who needs an ad. Well, that's interesting. I just got noticed that a company has developed essentially actual Spider-Man webbing. These are the messages I get in my stuff. Woohoo! All right. Congrats, Nick. You caught up. You win. Getting to stop stream, I guess. I wondered if you would. I went silent so he could. I want him to spend time with Xander. John says good morning, Xander. He says hi. Foxy says morning, Xander. Okay. And you guys are still time to delay just a bit. Okay, so it's doing that thing where it doesn't want to change the ads. That means my net's being stupid. Nothing new. Chris Walker says hi, Xander. All righty. Can I hide that now? No. Let's see if I can hide it this way. No. Don's comment will not come down. Oh, aha! Victory is mine. Time to run some wind down ads.
And apparently, next time we're going to be able to run those. So I will run a couple of ads real quick as we see if Nick can get back in here. And we're going to run Joe D. McPhee's.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher. And I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at ndcd.org/about-auntie-foxy. I hope to see you there.
Hi, bunnies. This is Robin Yoda, just wanting to let you know I have a Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/Robin Yoda. You can catch me there Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific playing Stardew Valley, Saturdays at 2 p.m. playing The Sims 4, and Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific playing a random game from my Game Pass library. You can also find me Mondays on my YouTube channel, Robin Yoda the Lilac Bunny. I hope to see you all there. Thanks for watching.
Finally, it's time for the follow-up to the hit modern fantasy comic book, Beowulf. Victor, the reincarnation of the legendary warrior Beowulf, is plagued by visions of his ancestor facing off against his most infamous rivals, Grendel and Grendel's mother. Victor, with his lovable sidekick and spirit guide Mooney, the cat with magic powers, must reevaluate everything they've come to believe in this epic adventure. Were Grendel and Grendel's mother actually the monsters they were portrayed as in storybooks? Could somebody be using dark magic in an attempt to resurrect Grendel and his mother in a petty act of revenge? For the answers to these mysteries, plus plenty of action, humour and magic, check out Beowulf, Grendel's Curse. This is a 3-issue miniseries, with each issue being over 30 pages. Get it now for a limited time on Kickstarter.
Grendel's mom has got it going on. Every time I see that video, I think that.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
All right, we're going to wrap through the last of your comments, and then we will be wrapping up so that I can get some things done. Amongst other things, so I'm getting a little hungry. Let's see, made it to the end of the show. Thank you, Joey, for catching that. The second I said, ha, victory, I had to be punished. I understand this. Well, he made it to the end of the show. No show tonight, but we got to see you today. I'm so glad. Inigo sleeps so dramatically. That blip of Nick made me giggle. I am something of a blip on any number of radars. Right, Nick? Poor Nick. Thank you. Have a great start to your week, everybody. Great seeing everyone, especially BKM. Dawn, Nick just came. Great to see you, Krish. Hope all is well. Got to get well to see you. Got to get well to get to Holocon. Maybe someday we'll make Holocon. Indeed, BKM. For some reason, we can't make it this year. We'll roll your membership over to next year. You guys rock, and I applaud that. Probably not, but we'll certainly try. I should be able to make it, Chris, but thank you just the same. Almost time for that dance party outro. That's right, folks. Oh, crud. Don't do that. No. Wait. Do not dance the dance party outro, BCAM. We love you. Everyone get ready for the rave outro. Nick, you ding the Lord's work. Love you, man. Oh, thank you. And Ella, just wait till you see Nick's ad. Oh, may the farce be with you and also with you. All right, folks. I know it was an odd monologue today, but I want to keep your minds thinking about how you can upgrade when things get hinky. Reach out. Folks will help you. It's all about perspective and priority, guys. But we can make it through. Just, keep your eyes open. And Sarah! Hi! Bye! We love you! Assorted naughtiness and whips and things. Hi, lovey. Hi, bye. Missed quite a show. Sarah! It's rare for her to miss my show. But that's okay. She'll make it up later. Now, keep writing, keep drawing, keep creating, because if you do, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you cannot edit a blank page. I love you, and you should too. And I'll see you in a moment going back in time, Sarah. For the rest of you, see you Wednesday for the next episode of Nevermind the Furthermore.